devastating news, I would say, but I don't think it was unexpected given the time period of the season. Caitlin Clark announced on her social media that she will miss the rest of the season. She captioned it in short, in part, "I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I spent hours in the gym every day with a singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling." She was limited to 13 games this season.
Devastating, but not shocking. Caitlin Clark posted the update everyone feared. She's done for the season. 13 games, then silence, then the announcement. You could feel it in her caption. Hours in the gym. Disappointed isn't a big enough word. The reaction was instant. Fever fans gutted. The wider WNBA audience dead quiet for a minute, then buzzing. Because this isn't just about one player sitting. It's about the league's biggest draw stepping off the stage. And the timing couldn't be worse. Enter Candace Parker, champion, face of the game, zero fluff. She said the quiet part out loud. Shutting it down is the right call. Parker talked about the grind, about trying to push through late in her career and paying for it later. Her message to Clark was crystal. Protect your future. No shortcuts, no guilt trips, no be a hero for the ratings.
She was limited to 13 games this season, and she hasn't played since July 15th when she suffered a right groin injury in the final minute of the Fever's win versus the Sun right before the All-Star game.
I mean, that's our girl. That's our girl. And I feel like no matter what happened, you have to protect you and you have to protect your career.
And honestly, that hit different. Because this wasn't media spin. It was a legend speaking from scars. Don't make my mistake. Let's be real. Playoff basketball is a furnace. Faster pace, heavier contact, tighter space. It's the worst environment to test a half-healed body. You don't drop a Ferrari into a demolition derby. That's not drama. That's common sense. Caitlin chose long-term over short buzz. But there's a bigger, messier layer here. The business reality. Every graph you care about, attendance, TV, merch, spiked with Clark. People didn't discover the W overnight. They discovered her. They showed up for her. Take Clark away and you can feel the dip.
There's no reason to force anything. And I feel like her just kind of having that approach of doing what's best for her is all we can ask for, because we'd rather Caitlin sit out and then come back next season and we're ready to roll and we're ready to rock. And so we've just been supporting her and she's been supporting us. She's always there. We're getting to watch film and she's in there walking through saying, "Hey," and we're like, get out, go do what you need to do. But I mean, she's still the same. And I feel like our approach, because we've been missing her for so long, is just to come in and compete. And we have a good rhythm, I think, with everyone that's came in. And so just keeping that as our main focus.
Arenas aren't the same vibe. Casual viewers fade. Highlights don't travel as far. That's not shade. That's star power. And the league must handle it with care. The scary question floating around now, what if she's just done with the WNBA? Not today, not tomorrow, but what if? It's not about being dramatic. It's about trust and protection. Fans saw the hits, the bumps, the no calls, the bruises. They saw her get targeted because that's what stars get. But they didn't always see the whistle, or the league openly backing its most important player. That's where the frustration lives, not in one foul, in a season that felt like too many green lights for let them play.
Steph White had said that they were hopeful that Clark would return by the end of the regular season, but Caitlin was unable to fully reincorporate back into practice. And, she had never missed a game in her collegiate career or first year in the WNBA. So this is definitely a blow, I'm sure, for the organization, but also for her. Fever went 8-5 when Clark played and 15-15 without her. You all did win the Commissioner's Cup for the first time in franchise history without her. So maybe that is also another precursor. But big picture from the outside looking in, I have been a player that has had a number of injuries. And
to be fair, the Fever kept competing. They found a groove, won tough games, and kept the locker room energy high. But make no mistake, Caitlin is the gravity. When she's on the court, the floor bends. Defenders lean, fans hold their breath. When she's not, everything gets smaller. And the league knows it. So do sponsors. Candace Parker's comments landed because they weren't just about Caitlin. They were about a system that chews up stars, play through it, push through it. Be back by Sunday. That can't be the message anymore. Not with what Clark means to the sport, not with what she means to a new generation of fans. And that's the fear fans are posting about. If she's not playing, why watch? That's not a threat, it's a pulse check. Of course, diehards will watch regardless. We love the game. But those millions of new eyes, they follow stars.
And taking the time. And there is a difference in being a role player and coming in and playing a role and coming in off of an injury. There is a rhythm. But when you are Caitlin Clark and you have the ball in your hands and you are on the other team's scouting report, to come in half and not be able to be in that amount of, I would say, rhythm of the game, because the rhythm of the game changes towards the end of the year. And so when it started getting closer to the end of the regular season, I was like, it's dangerous to come back during playoff basketball because the whole flow, the physicality, all of that is different. And so I know it's difficult to kind of take time and understand the big picture, especially when you're living with tunnel vision and you've worked so hard to get to where you're at, but it's the smart thing. And I'm proud of this generation for taking the time they need, looking at the bigger picture, and making sure that they get healthy. So, Caitlin Clark, hope you feel better. You have a great off season and you come back.
So what now? How do you keep this from turning into a long winter for the W? There are a few obvious fixes, and no, they're not band-aids. First, officiating clarity, consistency, communication, accountability. If the game is going to be this physical, set the standard and enforce it. Second, player health first. Charter travel isn't a luxury anymore, it's table stakes. Recovery, scheduling, and sports science have to be modern. Third, storytelling that isn't just Caitlin carried everything. Spotlight the Fever's growth, Aaliyah Boston's dominance, Kelsey Mitchell's buckets, Lexi Hull's edge. That's not subtracting Clark, it's building a foundation for when she returns, so the product isn't boom or bust on one body. Now let's address the loudest take. What if she walks? What if Clark chooses a different path entirely? She could. She has options: broadcasting, ownership, global tours, short overseas runs. She could build a media brand that prints money. But I don't think that's the story she wants. Clark is a hooper first. The court is her platform. What she will do is control the terms. If she comes back next season, it'll be because she's 100%, not 70%. It'll be because the environment is safer, smarter, better. And yes, that puts pressure on the league office, on refs, on schedules, on everyone. Good. That's how change happens, because the alternative is ugly. We've seen leagues waste windows before. You don't get this kind of momentum often. Candace Parker basically gave the league homework. Protect your stars, reward rest, respect injuries, elevate solutions. And she gave Caitlin permission to be patient, to zoom out, to choose 2026 greatness over 2025 adrenaline. From a purely basketball standpoint, that's the move. Return with a stronger base. Refined pace control, contact finishes, screencraft, and game reads. From a brand standpoint, that's the move too. Signature season, clean runway, new chapter. Fans will wait for that. They'll buy tickets for that. They'll plan trips around that, but the league has to meet her halfway. This can't be see you in May, good luck. This needs to be a full court plan. Better communication on officiating points of emphasis, real-time transparency when calls swing too far. A visible commitment to player health and recovery. That's how you turn a scary moment into a turning point. That's how you keep the casuals interested and the core energized. That's how you set up a monster 2026. And don't get it twisted. This isn't only Caitlin's fight. Every star benefits from a safer, smarter league. Every rookie walks into a better product. Angel, Aja, Stu, Paige, Aaliyah, Kelsey, everyone wins. Better conditions, better basketball. So where does this leave us today? With a season paused for the face of the game, and a league at a crossroads, with a legend telling the truth, and a fan base waiting to see who listens. If you're the Fever, you keep building. You keep the culture tight. You treat every game like a brick for next year. If you're the WNBA, you hear the message. You don't paper over it with a statement, you show the work. And if you're Caitlin Clark, you do exactly what you're doing. Heal. Plot the comeback on your terms. Because the only thing more powerful than her highlights is her patience. And when she's ready, the gym will be louder than ever. Final word. This isn't the end of the Caitlin Clark era. It's a reset that could save it. If the league is smart, it treats this as a line in the sand. Protect your stars, elevate your standards, win back the benefit of the doubt. Do that, and 2026 won't just be big, it'll be historic. And everyone, players, teams, fans, will feel it. All right, your turn. Should Caitlin go full reset for 2026, or aim for a staged return earlier next year? Drop your take below. Hit like if you stand with health first decisions, and subscribe for more deep dive W Hoops coverage. We'll be tracking every update, smart, fair, and loud when it needs to be.